Gaelic leis an tinnim glán Gálaí, if ysgrifig leis an bard Rob Down a Chattive. So we're going to do a Gaelic song now. This one's called Glán Gálaí, which means Glan Gálaí. And it was written by the Sutherland bard Rob Down in praise of the Glen because it was one of his favourite places.
talking, followed by a tune by Hamish Napier, who's a Scottish flautist and a tutor at Fèis and has taught a lot of us.
Hashin Nishadal Yalstaigu set ya push to Biel. Ayus Ronas Mishadal Hain. We're now going to go into a set of push to Biel, which means mouth music. And we're going to start off with a stress bay called Jilio Italim. And then I can go into Shit Machayan Kalayali, which translates as That's How the Cabbage Got Ruined. And then we're going to finish off with two reels. The first one is called Eat Dala Duvil, and then we're going to finish off with one called Kerish Gian and Yowing.
Jilio italam jir khanel safikakam Jilio italam jir kharorievan Jilio italam jir jiram Jilio italam jir kharorievan Golshme yala bekar skepata Golshme yala bekar bayach Golshme yala bekar skepata Skepata batala Plashin jala khata Jilio italam jir khanel safikakam Jilio italam jir kharorievan Jilio italam jir jiram Jilio italam jir kharorievan Golshme yala bekar skepata Golshme yala bekar bayach Golshme yala bekar skepata Skepata batala Plashin jala khata Shit machin kalayali live in your mask Shit machin kalayali Erna pati yalda Shit machin kalayali live in your mask Shit machin kalayali Erna pati yalda Shit machin kalayali Shamarchin kalayali Shit machin kalayali Berna franga Shit machin kalayali Shamarchin kalayali Shit machin kalayali Berna franga Shit machin kalayali live in your mask Shit machin kalayali Erna pati yalda Shit machin kalayali live in your mask Shit machin kalayali Erna pati yalda Shit machin kalayali Shamarchin kalayali Shit machin kalayali Berna franga Shit machin kalayali Shamarchin kalayali Shit machin kalayali Berna franga Itala duvel, itala duvero, itala duvel, jisimina kalagan. Itala duvel, itala duvero, itala duvel, jisimina kalagan. Karara narake, Jesus is getting it. Karara narake, jisimina kalagan. Karara narake, Jesus is getting it. Karara narake, jisimina kalagan. Itala duvel, itala duvero, itala duvel, jisimina kalagan. Itala duvel, itala duvero, itala duvel, jisimina kalagan. Karara narake, Jesus is getting it. Karara narake, jisimina kalagan. Karara narake, Jesus is getting it. Karara narake, jisimina kalagan. Hello, Shakarishino, and Sahello, Havarnak the Hali. Hello, Shakarishino, and Sahello, Havarnak the Hali. Who will you wish and your casawarifi? Who will you finish in my life? Who will you wish and your casawarifi? Who will you finish in my life? Hello, Shakarishino, and Sahello, Havarnak the Hali. Hello, Shakarishino, and Sahello, Havarnak the Hali. Who will you wish and your casawarifi? Who will you finish in my life? Who will you wish and your casawarifi? Who will you finish in my life?
We're now going to finish off now with a set of strasbays and reels. So we'll start off with East Wind by a Cape Breton fiddler called Paul Cranford, and then into Ein Hallousund by the Arcadian Strip the Willow. Arcadian sisters. Very talented. Don't know where that came from. Yeah, Arcadian sisters Jennifer and Hazel Wrigley. I actually did a workshop with them through another Fèis project called Cùirt Fiddlers, and I've been really in love with their style and how they play. It's really cool. So yeah, we're going to play that as a stripy, and then into Far From Home, which is a traditional Cèilidh tune, and then into The Coast of Austria, which I learned from the Fraser Shaw Trust album. So thank you.
Nach Roshan Gira Scunyal, our local Fèis Céilidh Trail for 2018. I'm sure you'll agree they all have very bright futures ahead of them. James on the flute and Ronan on the fiddle are off to Plockton High School, to the National Centre of Excellence in Traditional Music after the summer, continuing their studies there. And Kirsty on the accordion has just finished at St Mary's Music School in Edinburgh and is going to study music in Glasgow. And Ian on the guitar is already studying at the Royal Conservatoire, and Jamie on piano. Like many of the musicians actually on the Céilidh Trail, often we hear this, that science and music and maths and music go together, and he is studying computational science. I asked them before they came on stage what was their favourite gig of the Céilidh Trail. They've been on tour for 4 weeks, and they were set a very hard task. They met each other for the first time on the 9th of July in Cromarty, and we had our intensive training week. And by the end of that week, they have to come up with 2 45-minute performance sets, be able to play for a 3-hour dance in a village hall, and know what to do with their own sound system that we give them in the van for the month on tour. And their very first gig is the one that they said was their favourite, and it was here out on the lawn under canvas. So the Saturday night, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days after they met, they had to play for a 3-hour Céilidh, and we had a fabulous night with visitors and locals alike, and they had great fun playing there. And this year we've had 3 main projects. We've had a busy summer at Fèis Rois, so we worked with our colleagues at Eden Cùirt on Under Canvas, which we really enjoyed and are looking forward to chatting about plans for next year. We've had our Céilidh Trail, and until yesterday, until 1:45 last night, I was in Lorient in France. We are running a stage out there. We have 6 young bands performing at an enormous Celtic festival. They sell about 500,000 tickets. And I was just thinking there, across those 3 summer projects, we have paid directly to young musicians £42,000 in fees to 53 artists this summer. So I think that's something we can be really proud of in terms of supporting young musicians in their development. The next group you're going to hear, we have 2 bands who've been performing nationally across the country, and it's a national project, so we ask them to explore Scots repertoire as well as Gaelic repertoire. So you'll hear both of those things from this group. They come from all parts of the country. We have Emily Shields from Stirling on guitar, and Lewis McLaughlin from Edinburgh on fiddle. And they're joined by Stephen Stark, not playing accordion tonight, but he does. He's on drums, and he's from Auchtermuchty. And we have Josephine de Geer from Orkney. And finally, from up north in Latherin and Caithness, we've got Caitlin Forbes on fiddle and vocals. So please give a very big welcome to our first of our 2 national Céilidh Trail groups.
Thanks very much. As Fiona just said, we're one of the national trails, so we've been touring the length and breadth of Scotland, and we spent our first week down in the borders, and our first gig, in fact, was in Kelso, so we thought, what better place than Kelso to sing the song called The Old Women of Kelso. It's a song which has many different origins, and different places have their own spin in it and their own wee versions, but we thought we would do the Kelso version. So we're going to start our last gig as our Céilidh Trail the same way we started our first one. We're creatures of habit, and we're going to sing this song. It's about an old woman who likes her husband. You know, he's okay, he's all right, he does the job, but there's another man who's just kind of got the edge. He's a wee bit better. So she decides that the only sensible solution to this problem of hers would be to dispose of her husband into a river. And to make that job all the easier, she sets about trying to find how she can blind him, which then he'll have no idea what's going on. So as you'll hear in the song, these plans of hers don't quite go as she might have anticipated. She did well. She loved her husband dearly, but another man twice as well, singing fal-de-dee-do-dit-fal-lide-o-fal-de-dee-do-wee. She went into a chemist shop, a medicine for to find. Could you give me something, sir, to make an old man blind, singing fal-de-dee-do-dit-fal-lide-o-fal-de-dee-do-wee. You can get £1 a man a bean and crowned it for very small, and put it into the old man's eyes. He won't see any at all, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. She bought a pound of marabin and she ground it very small. She put it into the old man's eyes. He couldn't see any at all, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. Straight to shove the old man in. The cunning old rascal stepped aside. The silly old woman fell in, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. Oh, my dearest husband, come see me while I cry. How the devil can I save you with a marabin in my eye? Singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. She swam a bit out of her tell, she came to that ever brim. The old man caught a pile of soap and shoved her further in, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. Tak that, she old yard, you thought that I was blind, but I'll give merchant him again, another good wife I'll find, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee. The old man he went merchant him and merrily he did sing. The wife is gone and trimmed her sail and now she's free facing, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee, singing bal-da-dee-da-dit-bal-ay-da-bal-da-dee-da-wee.
Cheers. We're going to carry on with a set of tunes. The first one is a traditional Irish tune called Liam O'Connor's. And then we're going to a tune by Mike Vass, who is a great fiddler and tenor guitarist from Nairn. And it's called The Cavers of Cùirt. And we were actually in Cùirt a couple of weeks ago, so we decided to put this tune in the set just for the people of Cùirt.
So the next set that we're going to do is one of the only bit of Gaelic material that we've got. And it's a tune called ilidh. And it was originally a lullaby, and it talks about rocking the baby to sleep. But some people started playing it as a puirt, and a puirt is short for puirstabil, which is mouth music in Gaelic. And I first heard this tune on Mike Vass and Myrid Green's latest album.
Ilidh
Thank you very much. So we're going to finish the first half off with a set of 2 tunes. The first one was taught to me by an old fiddle teacher of mine. His name is Ian McFarlane. He's a great fiddler and piper from Lochaber. He taught me in a place called Plockton Music School. And this tune, he taught me the Irish Gaelic version of this tune, which is Ambwachal Imbuye, but the English version of that is The Lark in the Morning. And then we'll go into a tune that I wrote for Ian, and it's called Get This Boy a Pint. And the story behind that goes, I auditioned for Plockton just over a year ago now, and I just played a really fast set of tunes in my audition, and Dougie Pincock, the musical director, he goes, "That was very fast, Lewis, maybe you could get a glass of water or something." And Ian's sitting beside him and goes, "Forget the water, get this boy a pint." So I thought I should write a tune for that. Just like to say thank you very much for coming out. You're a great audience, it's been a great gig. Thanks very much.
Wow. Well, I have been blown away by this group, I have to say. When I put the bands together for the national tour, I always ask one group to focus on Scots repertoire and the other to focus on Gaelic. And I had tasked these guys with focusing on Scots repertoire, and I spent Monday and Tuesday of the training week with the groups, and I went to Aberdeen with another group to the North Atlantic Fiddle Convention on the Wednesday. And I came back to Cromarty later in the week, and these guys said to me, "Oh, hope you don't mind, Fiona, but we've put 2 Gaelic songs together," and none of them had a word of Gaelic. And when I got back, they'd arranged 2 Gaelic songs, and they had asked a member of our team to record loads of Gaelic phrases on their mobile phones that they could use on tour throughout. And the other thing that really strikes me about these young musicians is I was at an event today for about 40 of our teaching artists that teach in schools and in the community, and I had a really interesting discussion about how you can be deeply rooted in place and tradition, but be a musician, not a traditional musician, not a classical musician, not be pigeonholed. And I know that Josephine on flute is going to study classical music at Trinity in London after the summer. Lewis on the fiddle is studying at the BA Applied Music course at the University of the Highlands and Islands, with a broad range of musicians on that course. Caitlin, who was singing and playing fiddle, is going to the Conservatoire to study musical theatre after the summer. And Emily on guitar is studying traditional music at the Conservatoire, and she'll be joined there after the summer by Stephen, who's also going to be doing that course. But nach Cuirsibh ar Bosin Richéile a Ríist ar son Emily, Lewis, Stephen, Josephine and Caitlin. Please give them another round of applause. I'll briefly tell you also that I asked them about their favourite gig on the tour, and they couldn't give me one. They had to give me 4. So they, opposite ends of the country, they loved playing in a church in Abbey St Bathans near Eyemouth, which is a lovely little venue that the community bought so it wouldn't be turned into another home. And they put on concerts there. It's a beautiful acoustic venue. And their other favourite venue was at the opposite end of the country, the venue in Orkney in Kirkwall, owned by the Wrigley sisters. And their other 2 favourite opportunities, I think, are really something that the Cèilidh Trail is all about collaborating. So we work really closely with our amazing colleagues at Fèis Gale, who are live streaming for us tonight. But these guys had a concert last weekend at the Toll Booth venue in Stirling, where they played alongside the local Cèilidh Trail there, Fèis Orst, and also the Cèilidh Trail from the Fèis in Paisley, and loved that collaboration. And every Cèilidh Trail group gets a festival. So our local trail played at Belladrum last weekend, and these guys were at Aberdeen International Festival of the Youth Arts, where they had the chance to collaborate. Check out our Facebook page. They've put up a video of them playing with a group of Ukrainians dancing to their music, which is fabulous. And they also arranged some music with a boys' choir from America. So it's just amazing, the opportunities for collaboration internationally. We are going to take a short break, and we have some CDs for sale. We have a CD called Fèis. I said many musicians since the year 2000 have taken part in this project and gone on to be professional artists, and many of them have kindly donated a track for this compilation album, and all of the money from the sales of that album go towards supporting the next year of the project and the year after that. So please enjoy your interval, and we'll be back with some more music in the second half. Fáilte Arás, ar son an Darna Le. Welcome back for the second half of tonight's concert, and welcome to those of you watching at home on our live stream. We're going to hear from our 3rd Cèilidh Trail group tonight, and this is the group that I had tasked with focusing on Gaelic repertoire, but they've also explored some Scots as well. They had the opportunity to spend some time in Dundee. One of their favourite gigs was on the frigate Unicorn, the oldest warship in the UK, and they had an amazing time in Dundee where they got to meet the wonderful Sheena Wellington, and they played at the Whiten Centre in the library there. We've got a special member of this group. So this year, Fèis Rois is celebrating 10 years of our partnership with Cambridge Folk Festival, and this is the 10th year I have taken Cèilidh Trail musicians to Cambridge, and we've worked with the festival to develop their hub band project, which is a bit like Fèis group work or ensemble playing. So young people come to the festival and work collaboratively during the day, and then they perform what they've worked on over the 3 days of the festival on the Sunday night. And there's been lots of amazing outcomes of this partnership over the years, and a lovely one this year. It was just wonderful to watch Bríche Chaimble play on the main stage on Saturday at the festival. And Bríche came to Cambridge with us in our 2015 Cèilidh Trail, and she went on to win the Radio 2 Young Folk Award in 2016 was invited back as part of that prize to play in the club tent last year and then was on the main stage this year. So it was just amazing to see her success. So in this group, we have asked Cambridge Folk Festival to nominate a young musician to join us in Scotland for the summer, and they have nominated a wonderful mandolin player from Glastonbury called Felix Churchill-Moss. So he is going to be part of the group. So we'll welcome them all on stage. We have Felix, and he's joined by Isla Ratcliffe on fiddle from Edinburgh, and Duncan MacLeod, one of our local participants from Bonar Bridge, on piano and vocals, Rachel Campbell from Oban on the accordion, and another local Fèis participant who used to play in our weekly classes on the guitar, Sean Clark from Eventon. So please give them a big welcome.
Moran Tang Fiona. Cymru ha Shavula Noch. Oh, Shin Mach Linchin. Ashin Dalla Hoshig Les Set, as ha Sean Dolgin Chief Barach Me, Smunchin.
Hello. We are now going to do a set that I brought to the group. The first set is by a very popular composer tonight. It's by Mike Vass. And that's called Elizabeth's Pink Souls. Oops. And then into Nicky's Leap by Ian Carr, which was actually taught to me at one of the Fèis residential weeks by the guitarist Anna Massey.
Some Anna Massey fans in the audience. We started our tour in Glasgow. Our second gig was at Glad Cafe. And Sean introduced that set just exactly as he did right now. Little did he know that Anna Massey was sat in the back row of the Glad Cafe.
I think I actually introduced it slightly different. Today I didn't use the word idol.
That's true. He's toned it down a bit over the last 4 weeks.
Just in case she's in the audience. Any Anna Masseys out there? Nope.
Or listening from home on the live stream. If so, hi, Anna.
very much. Lùnastal chumalaarn la áran Gaelic. Hion sich mi va runit walker nu de va mi ekin excalcion a Gaeltach on sa flock. We're going to do a song now that I learnt just this year, I suppose, when I was studying at the National Centre of Excellence for Traditional Music, or Plotton Music School. I just went there for my 6th year, and I was very lucky to have Rachel Walker as one of my first proper singing teachers. So she taught me, well, this was one of the songs she gave me as we were pouring through Gaelic songbooks. It's called Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, which means my wife Marion won't come home. And it's a very sad, miserable song. I kind of like those. It's about a man whose wife's just died, and she's been buried at Dunvegan on Skye, and he's been left to look after their child by himself. So he's a bit distraught, and he's saying how, you know, leaves are going to keep growing on the trees and everything, and she's never going to come home. So very sad. Yeah, so this is Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, and it's got quite a simple chorus, so if you want to join in, feel free. Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mahel Mo Lenne, Noch allein im Hof, Echte lange Gesauch, keiniges mal hat wache voll Afghan, samachler sefas, Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mahel Mo Lenne, Noch allein im Hof, Hang Croans en Jetrig, siete frekkers lang love, Ham og forse anden vikkar, skar ekkar in Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mór Mo Ven Gachi, Chachik Mahel Mo Lenne, Noch allein im Hof. Gette joim ser morte, stokke stare som rin, bamse more him jakke, guaier im Fasi barir in juer, Fasi de jacher kreif, Fasi fraser en locher, Get nach Torm of Ensers, Get de ianin hin kosig, Mar buchar gonat je,
Chachik mor mo venio, chachik mache mo lena, noch allein im Chor. Chachik mor mo vengachi, chachik mor mo vengo, chachik mache mo lena, noch allein im Chor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a set of two tunes. The first one written by Myra Green called Laura's Reel, going into a Swedish polska by Jonas Olsson. Thank you very much.
We're going to leave the happy land of Swedish polskas now and return to the sad land of Scots murder ballads. This is a song called The Bonnie Earl O'Murray. It became quite famous in the 60s, and it's about a historical event at the end of the 16th century when the Earl of Huntly murdered the Earl of Murray. He'd been asked by the king to go and find him and take him back to the king, but the Earl of Huntly had something against the Earl of Murray. So instead, when he found him, he killed him himself. But what interested me about this song, two things, is that there are two mysterious ladies hidden in the song. One is the woman in the chorus. It took me a whole train journey to London to work out who she was. I knew that it couldn't be his lover, because unusually for a folk song, the woman in the song isn't the man's lover, because she died 3 months before he did. So instead it's his mother. And the second woman, has anyone heard of Lady Mondegreen? No? Okay. So the second line of the song says, "They hae slain the Earl O'Murray and lain him on the green." And someone misheard it as, "They hae slain the Earl O'Murray and Lady Mondegreen." And Lady Mondegreen has now become the term used for whenever you mishear lyrics. So the next time you mishear lyrics, you'll know it's called Lady Mondegreen. Anyway, this is the Bonnie Earl O'Murray.
Ye Hielands and ye Lowlands, oh, whar hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl O'Murray and lain him on the green. He was a broke gallant and he rode at the ring. Aye, the bonny Earl O'Murray, he might hae been the king. Ye Hielands and ye Lowlands, oh, whar hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl O'Murray and lain him on the green. He was a broke gallant and he rode at the ring. Aye, the bonny Earl O'Murray, he might hae been the king. Lang may his lady look o'er frae Castle Down, ere she sees the Earl O'Murray come sounding through the town. Now way be tae the Huntly, and wharfor did ye say? I hae bade ye bring him wi' ye, but forbade ye him to slay. He was a broke gallant and he played at the paw. Aye, the bonny Earl O'Murray, the flower among them all. Lang may his lady look o'er frae Castle Down, ere she sees the Earl O'Murray come sounding through the town.
she sees the Earl o' Murray come sending through the town. Lang may his lady look o'er frae Castle Down, ere she sees the Earl o' Murray come sending through the town.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. So I think we've come to our last set. Just before, I think on behalf of all of us, we'd like to say a huge thank you to Fèis Rois and all the supporters and Fiona and Christian and all our supervisors and drivers who drove us about all summer, basically, gave up their summer for us, which has been fantastic, and I don't think we could have done it without them. All that moral support and banter they gave us, it was brilliant.
That is Jamie Mackenzie specifically.
Right at the back there. But yeah, so this is our last set. We're going to play a wee set of jigs for you. And the first one's... We're not going to play a set of jigs for you. We kept changing our mind, and now I don't know what we're playing. We're going to do our final set. I'm not going to name it. But it contains 3 tunes, and the first tune is a tune by James Duncan Mackenzie, he's a brilliant piper, and that tune's called Langavat. Then we're going to go into a jig, 9/8 jig called Brandon Jig, and then we're going to finish on a good stomping reel. So if you fancy a boogie or a wee clap along, don't hesitate at all, and that's called Wes and Maggie's Cèilidh. So here we go.
Thank you all very much for coming out tonight as well. Thank you very much.
Nach Roshan Dirach Alain, what a gorgeous set of tunes and songs from the final of our 3 Cèilidh Trail groups tonight. And I mentioned at the start of evening that relationship for many people between maths and music and science and music. And Sean is studying maths at St Andrews and Felix is studying chemistry in Sheffield. And it's lovely that Isla and Rachel have met each other on this project because Isla is about to start a postgraduate master's in traditional music performance at the Conservatoire in Glasgow. And Rachel is starting her undergraduate degree there after the summer, so it's nice that they already know each other. And Duncan is continuing his Gaelic studies. He begins a degree very soon at Edinburgh University in Celtic Studies and Linguistics. So I think all of these musicians have a very bright future ahead of them. The Cèilidh Trail wouldn't be possible without lots of people. And tonight wouldn't be possible without lots of people. So I would like to thank the fabulous team here at Eden Court who've been helping us. We have Mike on sound and Zoe on lights. Thank you very much. And Paul here on the stage with me. And we wouldn't be streaming globally around the world if it wasn't for the wonderful Arthur Cormack and his team at Fèis and Gale. Thank you very much. And the musicians mentioned the support team who go out on the road with them. These guys are amazing. They're not just drivers. They have a huge wealth of skills that they bring with them. They're musicians who mentor them and provide all kinds of support when you're living together and working together and driving in a van together for 4 weeks. So we have had 2 former Cèilidh Trail participants, Freya Thompson, and who's a wonderful harpist, and Kim Richards, a multi-instrumentalist from Ullapool, have been out with them. And 2 teaching musicians, fabulous musicians who work with us a lot, Irene Fraser, fiddle player from the Black Isle, and Jamie Mackenzie from Udivord, guitarist. And also the wonderful Bill Cameron, a school teacher who's mad enough to give up his summer holidays to come and work with us. And many other holidays. He often is a house parent on our residential courses as well. My colleague Christian Gamauf has put the whole thing together. He's programmed 100 gigs over the summer and all the logistics that go with that. He's done a tremendous job. Christian is our Cultural Tourism Development Officer at Fèis Roche, and he's worked with us on the Cèilidh Trail. He was in France with me this week. He helped with Under Canvas here as well. He joined us on a graduate placement last year, and he's just been an incredible asset to Fèis Roche. And of course, the project wouldn't be possible without our funders. We receive funding from Creative Scotland that supports this project directly, and our broader work. We're a regularly funded organisation, and we have a tremendous partnership with Scottish Natural Heritage. The musicians have been playing on 7 sites, from Cairnsmore of Fleet down in Dumfries, all the way to Forcenard Flows and Knockencrag, Benay in the north, and it's been a real success this year, bringing Gaelic to those sites and collaborating with the landscape and place and music and local produce and food. We're very grateful to SNH for their support. And not directly on this project, but we receive core funding from Highland Council, and all of our work wouldn't be possible without that. So thanks to them also. We have invited all of these musicians back on stage. They're going to finish with a special piece of music. Every 2 years, we commission a big piece of work at Fèis Roche. We want to keep supporting artists that have come through our organisation as young people and are now working professionally. And in 2016, we commissioned wonderful fiddle player Lauren McCall to write a suite of music inspired by the life and the prophecies of the Bran Seer. And we have the album for sale, and they're going to play a piece called And Sheep Will Eat Men, and this is about his prophecy about the Highland clearances, and then going into a second piece called Bran, about the Bran estate. So please give all 15 of our 2018 Cèilidh Trail musicians a big warm welcome back to the stage. 2018 Céilidh Trail musicians. Now, everybody always feels a bit sad because this is called the finale concert, but the reality is people hear them playing all summer over the last 4 weeks and want them to come and play at all their events. So, although it is the finale of the formal Céilidh Trail for the summer, we have a new festival starting on Monday in Highland. We're leading on a festival called Beo, or Live, with our partners in the Highland Youth Arts Hub. So if you look up hyah.co.uk or look up the National Trust for Scotland websites, you'll find the information. But the local Céilidh Trail are playing on Saturday, a week today, at Culloden Battlefield as part of that. We have 6 young curators who've each curated a festival day on 6 different National Trust sites. So it starts on Monday at Brodie Castle, it finishes on Saturday at Culloden, and there are events at places like Glenfinnan Monument, Glencoe, Inverness Garden and Hugh Miller Cottage in between times. And it's free and it's curated by young people for young people as part of the Year of Young People. So please do look at that. And we'll also have some of these musicians. Fèis and Gael have an amazing event happening here in September as part of the Year of Young People as well, in Strathpeffer Pavilion on Friday the 14th of September, the Ceol and Fèis concert, and then Oran Mode in the Northern Meeting Park on the Saturday the 15th. So pop those dates in your diary. And if you're sitting there feeling inspired, you can go on our website and enroll for a weekly class. People of all ages, we have an adult programme and a young person's programme. So we'd love to see you at a FèisRois event or class again soon. So thank you very much for coming along tonight. Thank you for watching online. Ilidh.